Good afternoon, everyone. Hope you all are having a great day so far. So in today's video, I have this Tatung, everyone knows Tatung, pressure cooker. And whenever I plug this in, kind of hard to do this with one hand. Let's try it this way. Okay, it seems to start up, but then continues having this C6 error repeatedly. So in today's video, we'll see if we could diagnose this issue. But without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. So here we have the pressure cooker upside down on my desk with what looks to be some very rusted hex screws. However, judging by the orientation of these notches in the plastic, I'm assuming that this entire piece screws out and shifts sideways to then manually be freed. So let's see if we can remove that screw and take this plate off. If you're a long-time viewer of this channel, you probably recognize this automatic driver from my Kaiweight set. I'm using a T15 Torx bit here. It seems to have a bit of a better grip on this screw. So I'll break it loose first, and from there, I'll zip it out. And there you go. Putting that screw over to the side, we can begin to move this bottom plate. Now that the notches align with these plastic tabs, the plate can slowly be lifted up, so we can take a look at the inside. At the bottom of the unit, we have one pressure sensor connected to the power supply right here. And the way these sensors work, these sensors have these metal strips inside them. When those strips make contact, they create an electrical path, sort of like a switch. As the pressure cooker starts to heat up, these strips will flex apart, breaking that electrical circuit. There are also screws underneath the weigh resin for calibration. However, if you touch those, they would begin to modify the threshold regarding the temperature and pressure that the pressure cooker would turn off at. And that can result in some unfortunate consequences. So with that being said, do not touch those screws. Otherwise, you will make the job a lot more difficult. So right now, I'm going to press on this sensor with my finger and actually hear a loud click. I'm not really hearing much of a click, which may indicate that the metal strips in the sensor are either fused together or they may be a little bit dirty. Sometimes if those metal strips are fused in the sensor, just pressing on it will be able to separate those metal tabs and the sensor should start working properly. However, in this case, that did not work. So we're going to go a little bit further. So this should go without saying. However, just as a word of caution, make sure before proceeding they are not plugged into the wall. This is high voltage, which may lead to injury. So be cautious and unplug before moving forward. To clean the sensor, we can use a Phillips head screwdriver to remove the two screws that are holding the sensor in place. That's one, and that's two, as well as loosening this top screw holding it down. However, be very careful as you're doing this. You do not want this assembly to come apart. Here's the assembly removed, still holding it together. While holding the assembly in place, I will press down on the sensor to open up the contacts and then spray electrical contacts cleaner inside, squeezing it back and forth to clean it up and letting it sit for a while until it dries. From here, we can reinstall the pressure sensor and test it for functionality. So that should have been enough to get this sensor working again. However, in my case, unfortunately, continuity is still good on the wires. The sensor itself is toast. So it's going to need to be replaced. If the original switch still does not work, you can also get a replacement switch like I did. From here, you can go ahead and reinstall your new switch, making sure to return the bracket into place, as well as reconnecting the two leads to their original locations on the board. After that is complete, you can return the back cover back into its original position. Return the retaining screw back into place, turn the machine over, and test it for functionality. Safety first. And as we can see, the pressure cooker is functioning normally. And there you have it. That was a basic overview. However, I'm sure other pressure cookers have a similar design. So if you're having a similar issue, it may be worth opening up the back cover and testing that pressure switch. In any case, thank you all for watching. If you have any questions, feel free to leave a comment below. And if you like the video, feel free to give it a like. And also please consider subscribing as it helps the channel a lot. But in any case, thank you all for watching and I hope you all have a great day. Take care.